I'm standing on a corner of the old city. We're actually surrounded by the moat, as you can see in the background. That covers around 50% of the city. Some of it's now been taken over with buildings. You saw a little bit earlier, there was a gate to come into the city, and there's still a few of those actually standing. Nakhon Ratchasima, or Korat as it's colloquially known, it's got a population of 125,000. It's actually one of the main 4 cities in Isan. The other ones are Chiang Mai, Udon Ratchathani and Khon Kaen. They have about the same population levels. The other important cities are Buriram and Udon Ratchathani out to the west, but they're smaller cities, nevertheless still very important with populations of 75,000. Industry is very important here, and in fact it's the biggest centre for industry in Isan, but that's something we're going to have a closer look at in part 2. On my right, that's the moat surrounding the city. This is the main Mitrapat highway, and behind me another one of the old gates, and in fact this is the entrance to the main square of Korat. In front of me, the square surrounded by water. It goes on straight for about, I would say, 500 meters. This might be hard to believe, but it's actually midday on a Monday. Very little traffic, and this is quite normal.
It's the storm inside that's breaking my heart each moment while it keeps it going. It's been driving my life into both joy and sorrow, and there's still a long way to go. just begun. It's the storm inside that's breaking my heart each morning while it keeps it going. It's been driving my life into both joy and sorrow, and there's still a long way to go.
This is one of the main markets in Korat, right in the centre, right near Yamo Monument.
It's the storm inside. Oh, that's breaking my heart.
If you're into temples, this is the place to be, because there's more temples in Korat than just about any other place in Thailand, with the exception of Chiang Mai.
Into both joy and sorrow, and there's still a long way to go.
Korat has an army and an air force base. We're now coming up to one of the main entrances. This is quite close to the centre of the city. The air force base was established in the Second World War by the Japanese. Then, in the 1960s, the US military government used it as a base for the bombing of Vietnam. Today, the military base has important strategic significance for the armed Thai forces. Interestingly, the military base are now home to a golf course and a horse racing track. The general public are welcome. This is a bit of an indulgence now, because this is where I stayed when I first came to Korat. It's like a condo hotel, $200 for a room. They're about 30 square meters, and this is right opposite the mall, right in the center of town. Nice and clean, only been built about a year when I moved in. Good memories, nice place. So this is the mall. It's the first one you come into when you arrive in Korat. The other two are Terminal 21 and Central. If you come into this one, it's also got an ice rink, excuse the noise, and it's also got a swimming pool, which is actually very nice. They've all got the usual kind of restaurants, some mall-y sort of things. Cinemas as well. When it comes to restaurants, bars and nightclubs, you really are spoilt for choice. The cuisine, culture and the music are all very much Thai-based, with very few Westerners in the city. If you're looking for an authentic Thai experience, this is the place to come. There are just so many places to eat. Everywhere, food everywhere. This is where I'll leave you today, so join me again in part 2 and we'll resume Nakhon Ratchasima city tour. Take care, stay safe, I'll see you in the next video.